Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Grue Room. And for the Grue Room today, we got a very great guest, a great actor, young actor, Grayson Thorne Kilpatrick. And I'm really looking forward to talking to him. He's done a couple horror movies and a TV series. The horror film I saw him in is Pumpkin, and he's in a TV series called the Quaran Teens. And I am Rocco Cross. I am the host of Stutters. I am the host of the Brew Room, and my interview with Grayson is coming up next. Okay, welcome to Brew, and thank you so much for taking time out of your night and coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Definitely, buddy, definitely. So, the first thing I wanted to ask you was, how did you wind up getting your start, and how has the road been?
Um, when I was about 8, I want to say, I think it was 8 because it's been a long time. I can't remember if I was 8 or 9, but I was in summer camp and I was actually at summer camp with my friend, and my mom comes up during her lunch hours and she goes, "Hey, there's this thing at the movie theaters going on, right?" And uh, Diary of Olympic Kid Dog Days is having an early screening, and you'd be able to
Mhm.
meet Grayson Russell, one of the kids who plays Fregley. And I was like, "Yeah, sounds great. I'll invite my friend Mason along." And so we ended up going, and I remember standing in line watching him come in, and it was funny. He came in with like uh, two girls, sunglasses on, like a black leather coat, kind of like, "Oh, yeah, I know. I'm the one. I'm the it." And then he came and he sat down at a table and we all went up in a line. And I remember halfway, his acting coach from Huntsville was there. His name was
Mhm.
Bill Billions. And I remember he was like, "Got anyone named Grayson in the line?" I was like, "Yeah, my name's Grayson and I'm redheaded too." And I ended up making an impression on Grayson Russell and the acting coach Bill Billions. Grayson Russell goes, "Hey, I'm filming something, and I was wondering if you want to come along, come see what it's like." I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So I was an extra, and for 3 days we ended up filming Space Warriors there at the Space and Rocket Center,
Nice.
and I was one of the only people that was enjoying it. And then so I got in contact with Bill Billions, and I've been doing it ever since.
Wow, that's so awesome. And how has everything been? Like, how has the road been? Because anyone who gets involved with this, it's never an easy road. It's always like struggling and working hard. And
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, the road's been difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, when I was out here in the southeast for a while, uh, when I first started, I would have to do these long road trips. Like there was
Mhm.
1 week where we ended up going from Atlanta, then to Nashville, then to New Orleans, then back to Atlanta, back to New Orleans, and before we could get home to Huntsville, Alabama, all within a
Wow.
span of a week. You would have to drive everywhere in the South just to do auditions, right? And then when we moved to LA, that was tough too,
Mhm.
because out in the South, you can live on minimum wage pretty easily. But moving to LA, everyone has to buckle down and say, "Yeah, we all got to work these
Oh,
really
wow.
long hours. Uh, we got to make sure that we don't, starve out in LA."
Mhm.
And so for the first few months, it was really hard too. Um, and then once you go from um, like 3 or 4 small towns auditioning in, right, like Atlanta, New Orleans, Nashville. Not to say that they're little, but compared to LA, it was a massive change because I'm suddenly thrown into this pool of different actors that
Okay.
I've never gone up against. and I really had to step up my game. And so um, it's a very difficult road to follow, but if you still follow it, then you're gonna get somewhere.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I was looking up your page and stuff, and you have worked with some top names from Shia LaBeouf and Mark Wahlberg, and like you definitely worked with like the top guys. And how did it feel to actually like work with all these top names and meet them?
I I remember I think this was the the first film I ever did for a big like actual film. I had
Hmm.
got to meet I believe his name was Buddy on Green Acres. My mom used to love the show.
Okay.
But I got to meet Ray Stevens, and I remember listening to his songs on the way there, and I was like, was this guy popular? And seeing like on YouTube like 19 million views, 5.6 million views in the early days of YouTube. That was like almost unheard of. It's like, oh, huh, yeah, no, this guy's pretty popular. And I remember doing the film and going, huh, these guys are actually really nice. And then Victoria Justice was on there. She was on Saturday Night Live for a while, and
Yeah.
it was really funny because I remember I'm with these like at the time it's like, man, I'm with these huge superstars, and they're acting like normal people. I thought they didn't eat. I was like, wait, did they use the bathroom like us too? And it was really funny because as I kept going and doing all these films, meeting all these new people, it was like I'm in presence of like really, really high up there people, and then after a while, it's like um, you just kind of see them as normal people.
Yeah.
But it was really funny. I remember I was on set of Camping Buddies,
Okay.
and Victoria Justice had this stunt double, right? And her stunt double was really well known. I don't remember her name, sadly. And they go, you know what? I think I could do your job. So Victoria Justice and her go out onto this bridge over a lake. They ended up doing a handstand contest for like the longest time, and that just kind of like reminded me. I was like, so these are normal people that do stupid stuff like I do. This is great. So
Nice.
it was really great meeting all these people as I've been going up, but
Hmm.
it's at a certain point, it's just kind of like, well, yeah, it's pretty cool, but I mean, they're just normal people.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I saw you were also part of um American Horror Story. Which season were you on?
8. It was the scene that I was in, that I got the guest star in, was 1950s or 60s. I
Oh,
think it
okay.
was 60s. But it was no, it was a 1950s Halloween scene,
Nice.
and it was really cool because when I got there, they had a bunch of these classic cars, and I was going around. I'm going, is that like a '57 Bel Air? Oh my god, is that a '64 Shelby Cobra or something along those lines? And I was like going around looking at all the cars and stuff.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that was fun.
it had to be fun, like to be on a show like that. The show's been around for a very long time, and it's a great horror show, and to actually be part of that is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember actually getting an audition at around season 3, and I was like, man, I completely bombed that audition. They're never gonna want me to audition for the show again. And then like the next, like 2 years later, they're like, hey, we got an audition for you for season 5. Okay. And then another one for season 5. Okay. Season 6? No. And it took me about like 8 or 9 times, and they're finally like, okay, look, we've given you enough auditions. We're just gonna give you this audition and say, hey, you're hired. It's like been what, 10, 12 auditions now at this point.
Oh wow,
And
okay.
yeah, uh, because they'll keep trying to audition people. And it was really funny because I'd go in from the same casting director. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing all right. How you doing, Grayson? Oh, same old, same old. Oh, how are the kids? Oh, they're doing great. All right. And we would, because it was the same casting director over and over, and so we
Yeah.
ended up getting to know each other. But it was fun. It was a really fun thing. And I remember I was on set too, and I had this face paint on as a werewolf. So I ended up saying, "Hey, you think I could FaceTime my grandmother?" And my dad is going, "You're going to give my mom a heart attack, but sure, go ahead. Yeah, why not?" And so I FaceTime her, and all of a sudden you hear, "Grayson, is that? Oh my goodness, is that you?" It is. And it was the funniest thing because I was like, "Hey, grandmama," and she was like, "Oh my!" But yeah,
Nice. That's awesome. And another horror film I saw you were in, it actually film I actually saw you starred in the horror film Black Pumpkin, and how did you wind up getting the role for that?
um, so I ended up going to this place in downtown Los Angeles to audition for. It's a one of the known audition places. I don't remember what the street name was on, but anyway, it's this big blue building, and I walked inside, and I ended up sitting next to a kid that I ended up kind of talking to over and over,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Ah, dang, we forgot these two. All right, Dogan Eisler, come on in." And so he goes in, and then I go, "Grayson Kilpatrick, come on in." I do my audition, and we both leave the building, said bye, thinking we might never see each other again.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, we come back. Dogan's there, I'm there, right? And then there's the producers in the room this time, and I was like, "Huh, okay, well, we did see each other again. Who knows?" Then the third time, then Ryan, the director, was in there this time. I was sitting there, and I was the only one there. No, there was 2 other people. I was one of the only ones there. And I remember Dave, the producer, ended up walking out of the room for a second. I was like, "Oh God, am I in trouble? What did I do?" And from my dad's perspective, Dave walks out and he goes, "Hey, look, we want to hire your kid like right on the spot. What do you say?" My dad goes, "Yeah, get him out of the house." And so Dave comes back in there and whispers in Ryan's ear. He's like, and Ryan goes, "How would you like to be hired for the role of pork chop?" "Absolutely, yes, please." And so we joked around a bit. I said goodbye, super excited, super happy. And then the week after, they call me up and they go, "Hey, we got these 3 people for um, the character that Dogan ended up playing."
Mhm.
And they're like, "We want you to audition with these 3, right?" So the first kid came in, and we were like, "Nope, not at all." Dogan came in. First thing we did is we ended up talking for like 35 minutes. Great,
Nice.
amazing. Last
Nice.
kid was calling in from Canada, and he had we talked a bit. He's all cheerful, very nice and
Mhm.
stuff. And they were like, "Yeah, he's a really good one." And so we ruled out the first kid, and then it was between Dogan and the kid from Canada. I
Okay.
go, "I think Dogan's the one," because like he he had dry humor, and it
Yeah.
and then he had dry humor. He had the sense of charm to him when he was in the room, and you could tell instantly that we were able to connect on like a friendship level very easily.
Oh, wow.
And so they ended up calling Dogan like 35 minutes later, and he goes, "I got the role, right?" "Yeah." And his mom, Miss Tony, was on the phone. She goes, "Dogan, don't be so rude." "Yeah, you got the role." "Okay, cool. Bye." "Wait, is that it?" Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that was the auditioning process. We hung out a few times before the film, and then once we got on to set, everything just kind of started clicking. Like
Mm-hmm.
all the cast was together, and even the person who played Bloody Bobby, her name was Joel. She was the nicest. Uh, she was the nicest lady I'd like ever met,
Oh
and
wow.
she was about half my height, and it was funny because you would see this really nice British lady coming on in and be like, "Oh hey, how are you?" And then all of a sudden she'd put on her mask and then
Yeah.
start running around with like a knife and then go, "Oh, you guys did so good. Give me a fist bump." And okay, sure, yeah.
Like, and which scene did you like best from the movie?
The most fun scene I would have to say was the opening scene when I was in Devil's Den. Um, Basically, what happened was on the day of filming, we'd gone up to this little park area, and I
Mm-hmm.
filmed and I quote unquote filmed the intro. And then after a bit, it was funny too. They give me a nail and a hammer and some uh like a voodoo doll, and they're like, "Wait, do you know how to use this?" I was like, a nail and a hammer, and they're like, "Oh man, we don't want you to accidentally hurt yourself." I was like, I lived in the South for a while, right? But they still didn't want me to hurt myself, so we did that scene. And it got later on the day, and then the van was supposed to chase me down the hill, and I
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to ride. And Ryan, the director, had me say, okay, or had me on a bike, and he goes, "Do you know how to ride a bike still?" I was like, "Yeah." And so I got up on the bike, and I remember turning around at the top of the hill, and my dad and Ryan are standing there, like, "Don't turn too sharply." I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
turn too sharply, and then I fall off the bike. And they're like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "You turned too sharply, didn't?" Yeah, I did. You don't have to rub it in." And so then we get ready to film, and I'm going down, and I'm on that asphalt, and I'm turning, and Ryan goes, "Hey," because the way that it was is it was a steep hill and then a
Mm.
turn, and right here was a little gravel thing for in case cars kind of like slipped off. And what
Okay.
was supposed to happen is I was supposed to turn, right? And the gravel car was supposed to go onto the asphalt and then kind of swerve and do a burnout and then come out of the gate trying to chase me, right? And so what had happened was we did the take a few times, and I was sticking to the asphalt, and it was going out to the gravel. And Ryan goes, "Hey man, just to make it safer for you and easier, why don't you come out to the gravel?" And I said, "Ryan, this is not a mountain bike. This is a street bike. I will fall." He goes, "Man, I don't know. It might be easier on you." I said, "If I fall, you got to give me $5 because I know I will absolutely fall." And I said, "I'm not going to mess up the shot
Uh-huh.
on purpose. I will make sure I will not fall. But if I do, you got to give me $5." And he goes,
Okay.
"All right, deal." So I come down the side and I get onto the gravel. And as soon as I get on the gravel, a big patch of it just slips right from underneath me. And I go, "Foomp." And he goes, "Oh my God, cut." I get up and I said, "Give me $5 right now." And he starts laughing, and we were all chuckling, and I was like, I told you," but no, no, no. And he's like, "All right, fine, I admit it, I was wrong." And so then we ended up doing the scene as it was. And I remember kind of at the end of the day, I had all this gravel and stuff all over the back of my butt from the amount of
Yeah.
times that I ended up slipping onto the gravel. And I was like, "Man, you gotta give me new jeans." But
Okay.
that was a fun. That was my favorite scene, I think.
Okay. There you go. And that wasn't your first horror movie. Like it looks like your first horror movie was Bad Blood, right?
Yeah, that was interesting. Um, I remember being on set and having to call my friend at like 12 and 1 being like, "Hey man, I'm still up. What you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like, "It's a school night, man. What are you doing still up?" "I'm filming." And he'd be like in his bed, uh, telling me to turn off my phone so I can sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, nah, I'm waiting on the thing to film. And then I remember um we had ended up filming in the director Tim Reese's house, and he was like, "Yo, do you like comic books?" I was like, "I'm not sure." And so we got upstairs and he showed me all these comic books. And I ended up reading nothing but comic books while I was on set.
Oh
And I
wow.
was like, "Dude, I love these things. Like, I have no love for these comics. Take them now, please." And so I ended up getting like 6 or 7 $100 worth of comic books, which is a lot of comic books. So it's
That
like
really
100 and
is.
something. It's like 100 and something comic books.
Wow.
And I ended up reading all of them throughout the summer,
Oh
which,
wow.
yeah, it was great. And I remember they had this chocolate bar because I was supposed to be eating a chocolate bar in one of the scenes, while snipping on my sister. I cannot tell you how sick I got off of those chocolate bars. I was done with eating chocolate for like a month after that. I was nope, no more. Hershey's in the grocery store made me walk away because it was a dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate, so they got me dark chocolate.
Okay, okay.
And if you've ever had like 69% cocoa or like 72, like I like, it's very
Hmm.
bitter, and it's one that you're supposed to just snack on a little bit. But no, they were wanting me to take like full bites out of one
Oh
bar, and then
no.
they would like turn it around so I could do it again, new bar. And I was eating like 5 or 6 bars by the end of it, and I
Oh
was
my
just
god.
done with it. And
Oh my
people were like,
god.
"Grayson, are you okay?" I said, "I'm either on a sugar high or I'm about to be sick. Either one, it ain't gonna be pretty, and I need a bathroom right now." But it was fun. It was a very good horror film to be
Okay.
on.
Nice. And you're also part of a television series, and I see the character you play is actually your first name, and for Quaran Teens you actually play Grayson on that, right?
Yes, sir. Uh, that was interesting to film actually because we were all supposed to film that in our house without any like we were told what the script was. They said make it up as you go along, or
Hmm.
you could be like, this is what you're supposed to do. And we couldn't interact with anyone because we were all in quarantine.
Yeah.
And so we were all having to like the first person that would film would send over their thing and we would have to react to that. And then the next person would send over theirs and then they would have to react to that. Or if we were doing a scene together, we would have one side record all their lines and then the other side would try and record their lines. And then if anything needed changing in the first part or the first persons, they would go back and record theirs.
Okay, okay.
Mhm. And it was really interesting because I remember there was one scene we did, and it was I had a friend at the time who had ended up sending me his little video file,
Hmm.
and it was supposed to be done the next day, right? We were supposed to get these in, except his
Okay.
video file would corrupt every time he would send it.
Oh
And
my
so
god.
I had to guess what his reactions were. And
Oh.
so we ended up sitting down. We were like, "Hey, what did you do on this?" And he goes, "I don't know." And so I was like, great, thanks for talking. Just say the line so I can have a guesstimate, right?
Right,
And he goes,
right.
all right. So he says the line. And then I was like, thank you. And we finally got it in. But that was the weirdest thing because I was like, I can't watch this. I don't know how to computer. So
No, and, I was also looking stuff up. It looks like you're a big fan of the game Minecraft, right?
yeah, very much so.
Okay. How long have you been playing that for?
Uh I'm trying to remember when it came out. It came out in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
I think around 2010 or 11 when the mobile version came out. And
Okay.
actually, you can't see it, but I have my computer up and I have my this is so sad. I have Minecraft up in the background. And there's reasons why I play video games like that. And it's mainly because yeah, it's very creative.
Yeah.
Like you can do whatever you want. Like right now, my idea for my town that I've been building is like uh the theory was a while back like Atlantis might be the eye of the Sahara. So what if I did what Atlantis would look like now if it was actually the eye of the Sahara? So like I took inspiration from Yemen, Rome, the Mali Empire, stuff like that. And it it kind of I guess helps with creative expression
Mm,
and you get to do these things that normally you don't get to. You get to play with friends,
yeah.
mess around with friends. Um, but yeah, I've been playing that for a long time now, and just because it's always I can always do something new with my creativeness that I normally wouldn't be able to do in real life. Like I could build a car in there, or I could build a
Yeah.
house. I, where can I build a house here? What am I gonna go outside, get twigs and some mud, scrape them together, boom, birdhouse, right?
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, that's why I like Minecraft. You can express yourself within the confines of your home
Yeah,
without having to
exactly.
go outside and go like, would this leaf be good for a roof? No. Would this leaf be good for no? You know. So
And, which 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 sports do you like? Because I saw you're a fan of sports too, right?
mhm. Football and one I do like playing is lacrosse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my friend was into lacrosse for a bit, and so we would have little 1v1s. Like I would play goalkeeper, and he would try and score points on me because he was a shot. He was
Okay.
a front, I believe, but love watching football.
Nice.
Um, as you know, Alabama, Roll Tide. You gotta love the Roll Tide. I've noticed in the Southeast, it's always college football. Once you
Yeah,
get from
that's
like Texas westward, high school football. Once you get
uh-huh.
above the Mason-Dixie line, it's always the NFL. Always the NFL. And it's like if you find someone that's like college football fan
Uh-huh.
from Texas westward, that's a little rare. Um, NFL westward, same thing.
Okay.
Uh, but if you go north and you find someone that's like a high school football fan or like
Mhm.
a college football fan, almost unheard of. It's like spotting a flamingo in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Like what?
And you also train in mar martial arts too, right? You're
Uh, I used to. I did karate for a few years, and
okay.
I ended up getting up to the blue belt. But then I dropped out to do football,
Oh,
and
wow.
then yeah, and then I moved out to LA. So
Okay. Nice. Nice. And what do you like doing during your free time when you're not involved with acting?
sleeping. Next question. No. Let's see. I have a very specific routine. I go to bed at 6 a.m. I wake up at sometime in the afternoon. I hop on my computer. I play games. I then get hungry. And like a gremlin, I walk out of my room, run to the refrigerator, grab a drink, run to the pantry, grabs a snack, and run back into my room, shutting off all my doors, turning off all the lights, and then just sitting at my computer like,
Yeah.
that is my specific routine.
So, which video games do you like playing besides Minecraft?
Right now I got my games folder up here. I play right now. I'm playing League of Legends,
Yeah, yeah.
Minecraft. Yeah. Do you play League? Or do you play
No,
video games?
not I'm more of like a PlayStation, like those kind of games.
God of War.
Yeah, like something like the God of War, and then I play sports games and WWE
Ah,
wrestling and whatever horror games are for PlayStation, for like Last of Us and Evil with
Resident Evil.
within Evil with
Oh, Within Evil.
that was a good horror game. And oh, what's the other one? Until Dawn.
Oh, that one was good. Until Dawn.
I love
Uh,
that
I
game. That
love.
was so good.
Oh, dude, I love the people that made it because they ended up coming out with two other ones, Man of Medan, and then the new one that I haven't played yet. I can't remember it, but it's that generic bully guy that's in it.
Hmm.
Gosh, I can't remember his name, but he was like the bully in Percy Jackson. I remember
Okay, okay.
the guy with like the really thick eyebrows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's in that one, and it's really cool because like instead of trying to change the faces of the actors that they used for the motion capture, they just completely rotoscoped in their face, and it's like you're watching, it's like you're playing a film, and it's so good. It is so good. I love their games.
Nice. And what are some horror films you love to watch? Because I saw you're also a big horror fan, just like me. So, like, what are some horror films you love?
I like suspense horror.
Okay.
So one of the ones I love is well, first of all, any Jordan Peele film is
Yes.
absolutely a necessary. Um, but one of the ones I love isn't actually even supposed to be a serious horror film. Scary Movie 1, the first
Okay.
Scary Movie. That one was funny.
Okay.
Um, I also ended up liking some of the classics as well.
Mm-hmm.
And some of their reimaginings, like the original Invisible Man, that was
Yeah, yeah.
good, but Blumhouse took it to the next level. That was amazing.
Exactly.
Into
Exactly.
the Woods was good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or A Cabin in the Woods. I love Blumhouse as well. Like they've made some amazing.
Amazing horrors, yes.
Oh yeah. Uh, I think one of my, I think my favorite Blumhouse film of all time has to be The Invisible Man, just because
Okay.
of how well it was made. And then I liked Haunting of Hill House. That one was good.
That was a good one, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And what about like songs and music? Like what's on your playlist?
Um. Gosh, I have so many. I can tell you what I'm not into because that's
Okay.
going to be shorter. I
Okay.
don't like heavy metal, like
Okay.
death metal and stuff like that. I don't like mumble rap. Yeah, that's about it.
There you
Oh,
go.
and I don't like some R&B,
Okay.
but those are the three, and no, for me. But everything else is on the table. Like I know I have a DMX song right next to a Smash Mouth song right
Nice.
next to a classical song,
Nice.
and then right after that, it's like a Queen song. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Nice. And is there any shows you're currently binge watching?
For the seventh time now, I'm Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's
Oh, okay.
not much good else on Netflix right now.
Nice. And is there anything coming out next? Like any film you're working on or TV show or I saw
Um,
you play gu- gu- guitar too, right?
yeah, I play guitar, ukulele, harmonica. I actually have my harmonica here.
Nice.
Um, yeah, this is a G. So like. Um, and then I have my A somewhere around here, and C. Probably lost them. And then I got my ukulele here, but I'm holding up my phone. But yeah, I play ukulele, harmonica, guitar, and then I have some odd ones like a banjo and diddly bow.
Okay.
They're both one-stringed instruments. I have a cornet. I'm trying to learn to play. I have an Indian flute. I know how to play that. And then
Wow.
I have a keyboard that I've lost the plug to, and so I haven't been able to play that in the past few months. But I was practicing on that before I lost the cord to it. So
Wow, it's very impressive. You
thank you.
that's awesome to play all those different things and actually know how to play them.
Yeah, my fingers are now permanently nerve damaged from the amount of stringed instruments I have.
And is there like any film or TV series coming out next that you're in or anything you want to plug?
I will be filming a movie that's going to be coming out somewhere around 2023,
Okay.
2022. It's called Carbonara Effect, or the car not Carbonara Effect, Carbonara Chronicles. Um and I can't say where it's going to be filmed, but it's a
Well, yeah.
period piece kind of mixed with it's like if Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, and Star Wars interacted and cross paths.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And where can fans find you at? Like what's your pages?
You can find me at Grayson Thorne Kilpatrick on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I think LinkedIn as well now. So
Nice. Well, I want to thank you for taking time out of your night and coming on the
yeah,
show. It
no
was
problem. Thanks for having me on.
definitely, buddy. It was really fun talking to you and I'm a big horror fan and video games and all that, so it's always fun talking about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, definitely have a good night and whatever plans you have for the rest of the weekend, have fun.
All right, will do. And you as well. Have a nice night.
Thank you, buddy. You too.